Awka Anglican Diocese enhances evangelism, ordained 20 deacons. Federal government to short Iranta filling station as petrol hit 1,000 naira per litre. On the forums in Russia, latest drone attack on Ukraine kills 4. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Chidima Orangwa, and now the news in detail. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has felicitated the Anambra on the occasion of the existence of the state for 33 years. Governor Soludo was speaking at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, during a statewide broadcast to observe the state. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana has detailed.
Bags of rice.
Governor Soludo, who hinted that the state was created out of an aspiration that resembles the mission and vision of his administration, stressing that Anambra is truly on the rise, being the 6th largest economy in the country with the lowest poverty indicators. According to the governor, who said that 75% of the state is largely urbanized, noted that the social sector today in education, Anambra ranks one of the best with its truly free education program, having the lowest out-of-school children.
Anambra today, where be it in the social sector, economically, sports-wise, and so on and so forth, has been rising as a major league. You take in the social sector, education, Anambra is certainly rated as one of the best. Students are, representing Nigeria all over the world, winning all the laurels, and certainly always in the top 1, 2, or 3 secondary school performances. Today, due to our free education program in public schools in Anambra, Anambra currently now ranks as #1 state that has 36 states and FCT in terms of having the lowest out-of-school children in Nigeria. And then in terms of quality, of course, that goes in terms of the laurels that we win. Certainly one of the best in the country.
The governor made mention of the ongoing projects in the health sector and infrastructure in the state and used the opportunity to celebrate Anambra's heroes past in creating the land of prosperity, as well as the prospects of the future, saying that though there are challenges, his government will continue to work hard to take Anambra into higher pedestal.
Infrastructural transformation on course, thing on education, we're also getting ready for our children to come back, resume schooling next month, and of course health and other social sectors on course. We're off to work as usual. And I want to thank you very much and say to the Anambra, we are the Anambra. And everybody knows and reckons that the Anambra happen to constitute some of the best of any race, of any group. Anambra State, per square kilometer, per square mile, we must embody some of the largest concentration of entrepreneurs of any other place in the world. We beckon on you that we use this enterprise, which is what we are known for. We'll use it to excel wherever we are, but more importantly, we must deploy our enterprise, our resourcefulness, our intellect, our capacities, God-given capacities, to transform Anambra State to be that one livable and prosperous homeland. Together, let's build that livable and prosperous homeland. Of course we can. We have all that it takes to make it happen. So we're hopeful and praying for many, many more years of Anambra moving from glory to glory, from height to height, in the attainment of our dream, our vision.
The Speaker of the Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Sumto Chukwu Udeze, has paid glowing tribute to the founding fathers of the state, as well as past and present governors of the state, for their selfless service and genuine commitment towards the peace, unity, and development of the state. It is goodwill message to the government and the people of Anambra State as the state marks her 33rd anniversary. Right Honorable Udeze noted that despite the difficult economic realities facing the country today, which have affected the finances of state, the present administration of Governor Chukwuma Soludo has continued to address the challenges by recording giant strides in all sectors of the state economy and also improving the living standard of the citizenry. He highlighted massive road infrastructure, improved healthcare service delivery, employment opportunities, improved security architecture, youth empowerment, agricultural revolution, improved environmental and urban regeneration, as well as general welfare of Anambra, among others, as prominent gains of Governor Soludo's administration. Right Honorable Udeze called on affluent citizens, especially captains of industry in the state, to partner Governor Soludo in his effort to boost the industrial revolution in the state, in line with the governor's think him philosophy, and also contribute to the security of the state. While congratulating Anambra also celebrate 33 years of creation of the state, the speaker paid a special tribute to those who have continued to make the state proud in their different fields, such as politics, sports, art, academia, business, philanthropy, among others, adding that the state legislature under his watch is committed to contributing meaningfully towards the overall development of the state. Right Honorable Udeze enjoined Anambra to pray for the peace and progress of the state and for the founding fathers, especially those who are still alive, that God will imbue them with strength and good health to be able to serve as a beacon to the state and the citizenry. 20 ordinands have been ordained or made deacons of the Anglican Diocese of Awka by the Bishop of the Diocese and Archbishop Province of the Niger, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim. The ordination service, which took place at the Chapel of Redemption in Azikiwe University, Awka, during the Trinity Deaconate ordination, saw other bishops, members of the clergy and legal team of the diocese, led by Chancellor Justice O.J. Okeke in attendance. Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye has details.
The ordinances were administered with different oaths, such as oaths of allegiance to God, submission to synod, and oaths of canonical obedience, and were exposed to the ministry of deacons in the Church of Christ. Speaking shortly after their ordination, Archbishop Ibezim explained that all the ordained have undergone the requisite training and have been chosen by God to expand his kingdom. He pointed them to the challenges and difficulties in spreading the gospel and charged them not to relent but to depend on God who called them, as he would strengthen for his service.
It's God that is sending them for this assignment. They will not fail God, because the journey is not an easy journey.
In a sermon, the retreatant and ordination preacher, Venerable Chris Obodo, who spoke on the topic, "On this rock I will build my church," explained that priests are vehicles for the accomplishment of God's purpose for the church, and asked the newly ordained to work according to Christ's precepts in order to fulfill his purpose in their lifetime.
Competency is of God, who had made us able ministers of the new covenant. Not of the letter, but of the spirit.
For the president of the women's ministry in the diocese and in the province of the Niger, Dr. Mrs. Mata Ibezim, the wives of the newly ordained were also called alongside their husbands, and therefore they should be steadfast in prayers, support the ministry of their husbands, be role models to other women. Welcoming their visitors, the acting vice chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Carol Umobi, said that God has used Most Reverend Ibezim to expand his kingdom through soul winning and in the transformation of Awka Diocese. In their separate speeches, some of the newly ordained deacons, Reverend Nwabwanne Mekowulu, Chukwuka Izwanne, and Onyinye Chukwu Ezwe, promised to spread undiluted gospel of Christ and to bring men back to God.
Stakeholders have expressed optimism that Anambra State will continue to wax stronger, calling for joint effort in its development. This they made known while reacting to the 33 years anniversary of the state and how it has fared since the creation on August 27, 1991 by General Ibrahim Babangida from the old Anambra State. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
A public policy analyst, Dr. Jude Emecheta, said that Anambra State has continued to witness tremendous positive improvement across all sectors since creation, as according to him, though the new Anambra had to start from the scratch, as the major infrastructures which were the pride of the old Anambra State went with the new Enugu State, including the International Airport, the Federal University UNN, the University Teaching Hospital, the foremost indigenous automotive company in Nigeria, Anambra Motor Manufacturing Company Limited, Anamco, among others. But the present Anambra has significantly distinguished itself amidst other states in Nigeria infrastructural-wise. On his part, an Oka stakeholder, an ABGA stalwart, Chief Ochijemod Lim, observed that Anambra State has been blessed with good leadership, especially from the era of Mr. Peter Obi, Chief Willie Obiano, to the present Professor Chukwuma Soludo administration. So according to him, the state can now boast of quality education system, massive infrastructural development, the Anambra State International Airport, International Convention Center, massive road infrastructure, befitting capital city, among others.
You find out that Anambra now, there is a lot of development, there is a lot of infrastructure, there is a lot of everything in every sector in Anambra by this administration. Within the 2.5 years now, 33 years, we need to rejoice because God have sent somebody who is God sent to padlock the affairs of Anambra.
For the chairman, Anambra State Disability Rights Commission, Barrister Chuks Ezewuzie, Anambra State has done well in giving attention to the marginalized in the society, which according to him is evident since ABGA leadership, explaining that Mr. Peter Obi-led administration gave scholarships and employments to people living with disabilities, mobilized the Joint National Association of Persons Living with Disabilities, and Chief Willie Obiano government employed persons living with disabilities into the state civil service workforce, promoted those already in civil service to their rightful positions in their respective offices, gave the disability community voice at the Anambra State Executive Council, signed into law the bill that protects the rights of persons with disabilities in 2018 and formed the Disability Rights Commission in 2021. Barrister Ezewuzie advocated that persons living with disabilities should be involved in various levels of governance, be given a voice at the State Executive Council, and special attention to the welfare of the group across the state, pointing out that the best thing to do for them is to empower them and make them become self-reliant, noting that such will go a long way in making the state better and actualizing the Professor Chukwuma Soludo target of turning Anambra into a smart mega city where people can live, relax, work, and enjoy.
For the past 12 years or so, the APGA administration in Anambra State has done great. From Mr. Peter Obi, then came Chief Willie Obiano, the present governor, Professor C.C. Soludo, CFR, said it is time to take disability services down to the rural areas.
In Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Hundreds of people living with a different ailment in Isofia, Agota local government area have received a free Medicare from Marcel Ofamata Foundation. The free medical outreach held at Isofia Primary Health Center provided an opportunity for the beneficiaries to be more aware of their health status. Correspondent Chukwuemeka Modelim reports.
The free medical mission of the Marcel Ofomata Foundation, which has lasted for 16 years in the community, saw a team of medical practitioners engaged by the profession render medical services to the people, which included medical consultation, healthy living, counseling, eye tests, blood pressure checks, blood sugar screening, among others. The foundation also did a series of tests for them and gave them drugs and eyeglasses free of cost. Speaking to journalists after the program, the sponsor, Mr. Marcel Ofomata, explained that the medical outreach was a platform he created to help the less privileged in his community by providing access to free healthcare services to them. He noted that since the program started, many vulnerable members of the public had regained their health through it, and they expressed the commitment of the foundation to continue to engage in such initiatives to provide relief to the downtrodden. Mr. Ofomata, who noted that the task of meeting the health needs of vulnerable members of the public will not be done by the foundation alone, urged the government and well-to-do individuals to collaborate with them to give the people access to quality health care.
And with God's enablement, we'll continue to do it. We don't hope to stop. We hope to do more. If we have support from government or individuals of like mind, then we'll expand it and do more.
Some of the beneficiaries, including Mr. Christopher Owa and Mrs. Ifoma Ono, commended the foundation for the initiative of bringing healthcare services closer to the people at no cost, saying that the free medical attention given to them improved their health tremendously.
For me to read my Bible again is a problem to me. So, but I came here, I was able to see the doctor and they gave me eyeglasses.
From Isofia, Chukwuemeka Modelim, ABS News.
The one-week-long International Prophetic Prayer Conference of the Apostolic Coalition of Prophetic Elders, ACPE, has ended with the call on Christians against in warfare through prayer. The program, championed by the Apostolic Coalition of Prophetic Elders, led by its international president, Venerable Chima Ugochukwu, was a soul-winning conference that featured prayers, intercession, ministrations, medical and deliverance sessions. Correspondent Chimeri Chukwumeziem now reports.
Venerable Ugochukwu, who shared a message on spiritual awakening and transformation, emphasized the need for individuals to move beyond mere religion and embrace true spirituality by reading the scripture and through prayer. He explained the importance of returning to the old-time religion, where prayer and intimacy with God were a hallmark of faith, warning against too being comfortable with religious routines.
Every church prays, but now we do what we call strategic prayer warfare. And those of them who don't pray, I think they should go and think twice, because the days ahead, they will be victims. In the last days, iniquity will abound. And all those godlessness, they will be the testing ground of their powers. So that time they will pray by force.
A guest speaker, Reverend Dr. Johnny Johnson, asked the church to rise from its slumber and embrace God's grace to navigate the challenges of the end times, while highlighting the significance of grace in understanding the last days, explaining that grace is not just a theological concept, but a dynamic power that enables believers to live victoriously in the face of adversity.
This conference is geared towards equipping the body of Christ with the glory of God. And in this conference this year, we are dealing about the last days. And recently we have shared and discussed about signs of the last days and the development that will be happening as we expecting the soon coming of our Savior and the Lord Jesus Christ.
The Vice President of Apostolic Coalition of Prophetic Elders, Dr. Anieke Anabara, expressed joy and gratitude to God for the opportunity to be part of the conference, which he described as a spiritual feast. Mrs. Blessing Merole also spoke of the power of God in the ministry, describing the ministry as a place of prayer.
One man is a place to be. Whoever that does not attend one man has not found a peace, has not found solution. When you come to one man, they will teach you how to pray. They will make you understand the meaning of prayers.
In Oka, this is Chimere Chukwumeziem reporting for ABS News.
To come on the news tonight, federal government to shut errant filling stations as petrol heat to 1,000 naira per litre. Russia latest drone attack on Ukraine kills 4. The news returns after this timeout. Please join us again.
The story of how TomTom gave me confidence.
You left so many words and said,
how will I face this crowd? With TomTom, no Lily. Let's do this.
Stay confident and stay focused. Breathe for it.
Filling stations operated by independent oil marketers have now fixed their pump price of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, at between 900 and 1,000 naira per litre. Owners of these stations seem not to care about the cost of the product or at retail outlets operated by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company. Petrol prices at NNPC stations range from 568 naira to 617 naira per litre, which often leads to queues at the stations. As Nigerians raise concerns about the high cost of the commodity by independent petrol dealers, the federal government has also vowed to shut down filling stations that will be caught dispensing PMS at exorbitant rates. It declared that through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, stressing that it was not in the interest of Nigerians for marketers to profiteer in the sales of PMS. Independent oil marketers claim that they've been buying petrol from private depot owners for as high as 850 naira per litre since last week. However, the spokesperson of the NMDPRA, George Eneita, argued that the petrol price reports that the regulator gets from its official at the depot were different. On the foreign scene, Russia fired a wave of attack, drones and missiles at Ukraine that killed at least 4 people, authorities said, after the second night of heavy strikes across the battered nation. The overnight barrage came a day after the Kremlin launched one of its latest ever aerial attacks on Ukraine, which targeted energy facilities and killed several people. Ukraine's Air Force said it downed half of the 10 missiles and 60 of the 81 Iranian-designed attack drones launched from several regions of Russia and from occupied Crimea. President Zelensky said, unfortunately, despite the effective work of air defense system, 4 people were killed and 16 were wounded, President Zelensky said in a post on social media. He said rescue work was ongoing at the import site and vowed to respond to the attacks. According to him, crimes against humanity cannot be committed without impunity. Over now to sports. The Nigeria Football Federation has announced that it has reached an agreement with a German tactician, Bruno Labbadia, to become the head coach of Nigeria's senior men national team, Super Eagles. Bruno Labbadia is a German football manager and former player and played as a striker for several clubs, including Bayern Munich, Hamburg and Cologne, and earned 2 caps for the Germany national team. As a manager, Labbadia has coached several clubs in Germany and Austria. Labbadia is known for his tactical acumen and ability to improve teams' defensive solidity. He has achieved promotion to the Bundesliga with Darmstadt 98 and Greuther Fürth, and also led team to European qualification, and he is characterized by disciplined defending. He is considered one of the most experienced and respected managers in German football. And that's it on the news tonight. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on X at ABS Radio TV. And on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. A quick recap of our major stories. Anambra at 33. Governor Soludo has felicitated the Anambra promised hard work. Orca Anglican Diocese has enhanced evangelism, ordained 20 deacons. Federal government to short errand filling stations as petrol heat 1,000 naira per litre. I told you on the forums in the Russian latest drone attack on Ukraine has killed 4 people. To end the news, here's the special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra state economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chidima Oranwa. Good night.